Hey everybody. Okay, so you've probably heard the very common advice of research a business, research a problem your customers are having, and then create your business around the solution that you create for that problem. So let me ask you this then. How do you find the problem that your customers are solving from when what you want to offer is more of a commodity? It's more of a saturated thing like jewelry, soap, stationery, something like that. How do you create the problem that your customer is suffering from and the solution that you offer with your commodity product? Okay, so this is a very common question we get asked all the time. And we serve a lot of handmade businesses. And so what we have done is showed those handmade businesses how to create a story around their product that creates the want. It creates the solution that you offer by appealing to a customer's values. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's talk about cars, right? You just need a car to go from point A to point B. So why do people buy Ferraris? Why do people buy these high-end vehicles that cost so much money, they're so flashy, and they're really more than most people could ever want? Because to be honest, you're not going to drive more than 40 miles per hour in most cases. It's going to be the same as the 98 Honda beside you. So why would somebody buy a Ferrari? Well, exclusivity is a big thing, right? Not everybody can afford a Ferrari. So people who buy them really want to show off their status. They want to show that they've made themselves something. They want to show that they're part of a very exclusive circle. All right. How do we apply that same thought, that same value system? And it could be the exclusivity and the peacocking and all of that value system, or it could be a completely different kind of value system. How do we apply that to our jewelry and soap and stationery and baby clothes and anything else, toys, something that you make as an entrepreneur? How do we apply the same principles? All right, we're going to use the example of donuts to illustrate this, because who doesn't love donuts, right? So we've got two different kinds of donuts here. The first donut it's high end. It's made with very expensive ingredients sourced from obscure parts of the world. It's got gold leafing on it. They're very adventurous, very different kinds of donuts, nothing you would actually find in Dunkin'. What kind of a person would want to buy that kind of a donut? Well, it's somebody who has the money to spend on something that expensive, right? Because if you have expensive ingredients, you've got to increase your price so that your profit margin makes sense. So somebody who would buy this donut enjoys the finer things of life. They can afford the finer things in life, and they're probably adventurous eaters. So they value things like status, like travel, like all of the interesting things they can find in the world. Nothing that's everything else, right? Nothing that anyone else can have. They want the special, they want the unique, they want the appeal of that very different kind of food. And it's in a donut. All right, let's look at another type of donut. This kind of donut is made from locally sourced ingredients. It's got all organic or all natural type of ingredients, and it gives 50% of proceeds back to sustainable farms, for an example. You can see how this appeals to a very different value system, a very different kind of customer. Somebody who values staying close at home and supporting their local area and only eating healthy, organic things, whether that's for health reasons or for ethical reasons. It's a very different value system. And you can see how there may even be overlap, but what these two different kinds of donuts have done is create a story based around their customer's value system. And so that story is then going to permeate every aspect of their brand. So when they go to describe the donut on their website, in their emails, in their videos, in their content, they're going to circle everything around that value system. They're going to talk about the obscure parts of the world where they source these ingredients, why they use the gold leafing. They're going to talk about how much their customers enjoy it and the finer things in life and the kind of customer they have coming in. They're probably going to showcase the environment in which they serve the donuts, and it's all very high end and nice, and it's got crystals and shiny things and gold, and it appeals to a certain kind of person, right? Whereas the other shop may be very homegrown, maybe very down to earth, and it's got things that are sourced again from the local area, reclaimed wood. It's not at all going to have the same environment as the first donut. And they might even sell out in the farms themselves. They would go out into the local community and they would want to show kids, for example, at schools, how they can enjoy eating healthy because it's a donut. You can see the reach both of these different kinds of brands can have. You can see the potential that both of these brands have just in creating that story around that value system. Now think about where you might see these two different kinds of donuts. You might see them on Facebook ads. You might see them in magazines. Picture that picture, right? Picture what it would look like to actually find an ad for this kind of donut and what that would look like, the kind of words they would use. They wouldn't just say, come on in and grab your donut, get your cup of coffee and head off to work. Neither of these two really value the same things as those. That's very Dunkin' Donut, right? That's something that we're all very familiar with the pinks and the browns and the happy colors. But the exclusive donut, the donut that has the gold leafing on it, maybe has colors like black and white. Maybe it's got the gold color on there. Maybe it says things like, enjoy the finer things in life. Bite into this donut. Bite into the world's best donut. Maybe they have the price right on there because this particular crowd, this particular target market will value a high-end price point. They will see that number and they will say, not everybody can afford that, but I can, and I'm going to go and try that. They might even show up and serve their donuts at a gala or something like that as part of a very kitschy, fun way of getting into that community. Whereas the other donuts, right? Like I said, they would show up at, a kid's community center or something to get them to try healthy living food. They might show up in, even if they're going really hardcore, they might show up and protest certain things as a company. They might be very bold in their advertising, saying, stop the slaughter of local animals, support the sourcing of organic, handmade, organic ingredients, only put the best into your body. Why poison yourself? Like all of these different avenues, and it could be the more hardcore or it could be less hardcore, but you can see the potential and the very big difference. Now, what is the problem if these two target markets overlap in their messaging? What's the problem with this homegrown sustainable donut using the high-end exclusive messaging to try to get to that market? I'm guessing, and we've seen this in many, many, many different handmade businesses, that they're going to alienate not just the exclusive group who they're trying to now reach outside of that box, but they're going to alienate their own customers as well because they're inconsistent in their messaging. They're trying to reach to a group of people that does not have the same value system, so they don't care. They don't. There might be some people, like there's always the exceptions to the rule, right? But as a generalization, which is what we really need to focus on for marketing, as a body of people, are they going to care that it is locally sourced, that it is all organic, and that the environment is very kitschy and it's got the reclaimed wood and all of that stuff? Are those very high-end people necessarily, as a large group, remember, going to want to walk in and get one of those probably less expensive type of donuts? Probably not. You will always get the outliers, but for the group, the vast majority, they're not going to waste their time. They're going to go for the other things that are more exclusive that help them fit into their lifestyle. Are the homegrown people going to look at the exclusive donuts and want to go and spend $100 on a donut, for example? Are they going to care that it's gold leaf? Are they going to care that it's from obscure places in the world? Probably not, because they're probably going to have a problem with the fact that you're putting gold leaf into your body, that you're using hydrogenated oils and whatever else to create this very delicious kind of donut, that you're using obscurely sourced animal parts or whatever it is. There may be an issue there in the value system. So what I want you to do is try to understand the problem that you serve, the problem that you solve for your customers as a handmade business, as an e-commerce business in a different way. I want you to think about the value system of your customers. I want you to think about how your brand and your messaging speaks to that value system. What do your customers value in life? What do they want? Are they very concerned about their kids and going to school? Are you a business that can circle around the mom aspect, the parental aspect in caring for your kids that way? Or do your customers care about something else? Do they care about only buying from businesses that source in the U.S.? Are they going to care that you're an artisan kind of business? Do they want those things from their stationery? Do they want those things from their jewelry? Do they want certain things in life? Do they fear certain things? Think about all of these things. Think about the psychographics, not just the demographics, of what your customer values in life really and truly, and try to niche to the point where you can get to that group, that circle of people, and really hit hard on a certain value system and a certain message. Drop a comment below if you enjoyed this video and if you'd like to see more. It really helps us reach more people we can help with our marketing tips and help you better understand who it is that you serve and how you can reach more of them. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next DNC marketing piece of content. Bye, guys.